So you remember once we had this client that came to us saying that they needed help with marketing and because they say they weren't converting their leads, right? They're like, they need marketing, right? But the truth is that, what turns out they didn't really need marketing necessarily. They needed a brand strategy.
Yeah.
Because they had actually high visibility. Their visibility was high. They had, their messaging actually was kind of confusing. But their targeting was actually working because who they wanted to reach, they were reaching, but they just weren't converting. Right? Do you see that happening?
Oh, that happens quite often.
Right?
Yeah. People will have like a large following. They'll have people that will resonate with them in some way, but they're just not, there's just something missing for those people, those followers to take the next step.
Exactly. And oftentimes people don't know what they're missing. So although the person came to us looking for marketing, which we offer branding and design, but they came to us for marketing looking to convert their leads, but they had leads. And that happens a lot. People are confused about those terms because they were looking for marketing. If you're not careful, when you're looking for marketing, there's tons of marketing agencies out there.
Woo.
Right?
Tons.
Tons of them.
Beyond tons and tons.
And they will gladly take your money.
Yes.
To help you solve this problem of converting your leads. However, you may not have a marketing problem, which sounds like in this case, the person didn't because they had traffic. They may have a branding problem. So we're going to talk about is figuring out how all this stuff works together, like what the difference is between branding, marketing, and design.
I'm excited.
This is the brand. This is the voice. This is the pay. They move by choice. Charles and John say we don't chase trends. Brand currency where purpose begins.
All right, y'all. Welcome to the Brand Currency Podcast, where we break down branding and design in a way that actually makes sense for your business. My name is Charles McGill. I'm your host, and this is my lovely co-host.
Hi, I'm John C. McGill, his wife and partner in business.
That's right. And we're going to get into it today, man. We're going to talk about something that my wife personally has been wanting me to do an episode on, wanting us to talk about.
This is my special request.
For sure. Because oftentimes we hear these phrases, especially in the online space, these three phrases used almost interchangeably, and they shouldn't be. Branding, marketing, and design. They're three different things.
Very different.
And let's set the foundation. You know I'm a former educator, right?
Okay.
Well, I guess I'm always an educator, right?
You are, because you're teaching the people right now.
That's it. So when we teach, and especially when it talks about terminology, we have to establish a foundation. We have to establish a common understanding of words, right, and their definitions. So let's do that right now. Okay. So from this point on in this episode, when I say these words, you're going to think about them in the context that I'm going to give right now in terms of the definition. Okay. So branding. What branding is your reputation. That's your message. That's what people remember and about you and how you make them feel. That's what it is. It's when someone says your name of your company, right? And they instantly think of a memory or a feeling,
right?
Or an emotion,
right?
That is your brand. They think about an experience. I say McDonald's, and you immediately think of the...
Well, I immediately think of the play place I used to go to when I was little.
It's so funny because when you just said play place, that's what I was thinking about, the play place.
See?
Because...
Grained it.
Yeah. Because we take our kids there, right? We have, when we used to go to McDonald's, right? Right. That was a place and the Happy Meal, right? The experiences, right? Part of that messaging is that they are family focused. Honestly, the food is not something to write home about where you like thinking about the food necessarily, but that's part of their brand is to have you think about those experiences that you have, all of those.
I mean, that's why they came up with the Happy Meal.
The Happy
because
Meal.
they wanted kids to come in and
be happy.
Get that happy.
That's it. That's it. You want to be happy, get a Happy Meal.
Exactly.
Oh man, branding, right? so that is what branding is, right? Your reputation, your messaging, and how you make people feel.
Let's stick with that example, actually, the Happy Meal.
Okay.
Okay. So
what throughout,
because I think it could touch on each one, branding, marketing, and design in a different way.
Okay,
what were you going to go to next?
So I was going to go to marketing next. So marketing is, by definition, and we're going to define this as, marketing is your traffic, right? Marketing is your visibility, right? Marketing is how you reach people, and you kind of, convert that interest that they have to, actually, maybe going to the store and possibly purchasing, right? So that part is the marketing. So how would you take that with the Happy Meal?
What I remember when I'm just going to go back to my childhood now, but they always had commercials of little kids with the Happy Meal box.
Yes.
They always had that messaging towards kids.
Yes.
Like hitting home to the kiddies.
Focusing on the kids.
Yes.
Yep. And the commercials was definitely marketing, right?
Yes.
Visibility.
That's
traffic.
What commercials are.
That's what they are, right?
Form of marketing.
Form of marketing. You see billboards, right? That's marketing. You see as you're driving around, right? Even the golden arches being placed higher than any other thing that you see, right? You see, like you can see all these buildings, and you don't really, it's kind of all flat, the same, and all of a sudden you see this golden arches, right? Above them all. That's part of the marketing, right? Your visibility.
Even the billions served, there's something about that messaging that makes it seem really powerful, because that's the whole planet.
Yes,
right?
I want you to stop using the word messaging though, because that is how people get confused. Because it's part of it.
Sure is.
It's part of it, right? But that's your copy and things like that.
Right.
Messaging more so speaks to your brand, right? So how you want to make people feel about you. Your marketing is your visibility and your traffic. Think about marketing also in a way like how you gain the interest, right? How you intrigue people. So one thing that they do with McDonald's as in marketing, which they did with the Happy Meal, is that they would partner with other brands. Disney, Marvel. I remember recently, the last time we went to McDonald's actually was because they partnered with, I forgot what brand. It was Marvel. I think it was a Marvel thing. It's a Marvel character. And they had like, I can't remember what it is, but the boys saw it. And because they wanted that character and the character.
Was it the Red Hulk? I don't know.
The Red Hulk, maybe?
Let's say it was the Red Hulk.
Let's just say it was. Just don't check us. Don't come for us.
Don't come for us, Disney, Marvel, or McDonald's.
Don't tell us. Don't add us. We don't remember, right? We older parents. We in our 40s.
Things get hazy.
It was something like that. But I do remember that it was some kind of character that they wanted, and they did a special thing. It was like that's what they wanted it, because it wasn't a Happy Meal. They called it like a Mighty Meal.
Oh,
maybe that's a clue.
Yes,
but it was like a Mighty Meal.
It was a Mighty Meal,
and it was the normal like chicken nuggets and fries meal. But they added the Happy Meal component in that it would come in a box, and you also got a toy or a character with it. So it's that concept. So anyway, that's marketing, right? To say, hey, you may get these you may get this chicken nugget meal all the time, right? And we, whenever we get there, but we hadn't been to McDonald's in a while. But they gave us a new reason. Here's a new reason to go to McDonald's, right? Here's a character that maybe you went and saw the show, and now get a toy. That's marketing, right? So what they use to gain that visibility to bring you in, right? So that is part of marketing,
right?
Okay. The next one is design. So design is actually the presentation, right? It's how your brand and your marketing shows up visually, right? And you could even argue even emotionally, right? But it's that intentionality around how things look, how things appear. So when you talk about the McDonald's, you kind of gave that gesture of like the box and things like
Right.
that.
That's why I wanted to stick with the box.
Yeah.
I felt like it kind of checked all those boxes.
Yes, that's a design. That's a design element. Even how it's made to look like a lunch pail, right? Kind of gives you that feel, right?
Of like that personal little thing that you could tote around.
Tote around, open it up. It's all yours, right? Inside, right? All these goodies.
Open the present,
That's
right?
right.
Because
Open the
kids
present.
like to open presents.
Exactly, right? That's design, right? What's on the outside of it, right? How attractive it is, right? Even like the actual, like say you were to attach a Disney character to it or whatever, then how that Disney character appears on the box, on the packaging, all that's design, you know, even the toy itself, you know, like all that stuff, right? Those are your design elements, like how the stuff
colors,
is presented,
right?
The colors,
bright,
for sure,
the yellow,
for sure,
invokes happiness. The red,
yep,
red actually invokes hunger. So it's like the combination of I'm hungry and I know if I go there, maybe I'll get a little happy too.
Yeah. There's color psychology. I didn't know that red evoked hunger, but
yeah, it does.
Oh, okay,
that's why like a lot of like pizzerias will use red.
Yeah, Pizza Hut,
Domino's has red. A lot of restaurants will use red.
Yeah. So exactly. So there's psychology in that, in the design piece of that. So all those things working together is what pulls you in, you know, if it's done correctly. But if you do one of them not as well, if you do one of them poorly, then it can impact the bottom line, which is your sales. So let's stay with McDonald's, for example.
Okay.
Let's say that their marketing was great in that they had high visibility, high traffic, right? In terms of they made sure to get the right spots. They knew how to draw you in with that golden arch and all of those good things, right? They did all that the right way, right? And their design was impeccable, as in like, you know, the box, the all the imagery. It just is like, this is
super attractive,
right?
Yeah.
This is it. However, when you went into the McDonald's, this actually, yeah, we just went to McDonald's this morning. Actually, now I'm over here
you
acting
did?
like, yeah, because the boys had to go. You're like, shame. The boys, had soccer.
We don't go to McDonald's.
We don't.
As a matter of fact, we
just
went this morning.
We just went. Being honest, we went. And this is an experience I had, and this is actually why I don't go that often. But we went to the McDonald's. We went because the boys needed to have some breakfast, and we didn't have time. So I wanted to just hurry up, get them in the car so we can arrive on time. I'm gonna get you food on the way. So where would they want to go? If you ask them, it's McDonald's, right?
Of course.
So we go to McDonald's. I know what CJ wants. You and I both know what CJ wants, right? Simple order, right? What does Malcolm want? Who knows?
Who knows?
Exactly, right? It
changes every day.
Exactly, right? So I get up there, and then she immediately asked me, you know, that one question, like, are you going to use a coupon or whatever? Not coupon, but whatever.
Oh,
whatever they say, the app.
McDonald's app.
I'm like, no, you know, but I can just tell she's like very rushed. Mind you, one person behind me in line, and the other line is open, right? So it ain't busy. It ain't busy, right? But I'm like, no. She's like, what would you like to order? I told her CJ's order, right? And of course they asked, which is appropriate, anything else? Because they try to hurry up and close, right? I said, hold on, give me a moment. And she was like, okay. Turn around, ask Malcolm what he wanted. He's like, I can't see the menu. I'm like, bruh, it ain't that many options. It don't really. Then she comes on as I'm talking to him, you know, is there anything else you wanted? I said, hold on, give me a second. And she's like, I heard her do that before she went.
You
on
heard
mute.
the sucking of the teeth?
I heard the sucking of the teeth.
Ooh.
Now, you know, I'm a black parent. Hold
That's
on
a trigger.
Hold on now.
There.
You sound a little young. Don't be sucking your teeth at me, right? So that was already strike one. Right? So I'm like, hold on. She muted. I'm like Malcolm. And I know she can hear me.
Exactly.
Because the thing is, like, while you may be on mute, you can hear me. My mic is on.
Exactly.
So you hear me talking to this child, right? Saying, hey, what would you like? This is the options. Blase, you got the egg McMuffin because we know he don't want no cheese. I was like, you want the one with the ham on it? You want a little bacon? Like, what do you want, right? You want a bagel? He's like, well, I want no cheese. I know you want no cheese. Let's focus on what you do want, not what you don't want.
I'm sorry, babe. He gets that from me. I
know.
So indecisive.
But me pressuring him, because you know him, is not going to necessarily make it happen faster.
No.
It's just going to make him frustrated.
Yes.
And everyone's just going to be frustrated.
Yes.
So as I'm talking to him, she gets on the phone. She gets on the mic again. Is like, is there anything else? I was like, hold on. And then she's like, man, she did a little and then cut herself off. She about to start talking some ish.
She probably talking to her coworkers
Whoever.
back there. This dude,
yeah,
he come to McDonald's. He should know
it's
what
obvious,
he wants.
It's obvious what he wants. You've been here. I know we already know the conversation, right? She got all the jokes. She like me, I don't know, Meanwhile, Malcolm is, he's still unsure. So then, while he's still kind of, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to rush him. Next time she comes on, I got a little something for her, right?
Ooh,
so then
she got the right one. She don't even know.
So then she came back on again, asked again, and I said, I've been clear. Hold on. Right? And then she's like, did it again, and I think this time she made sure I heard because it's like, at this point, you 3 times in a row, you done made a little sound and then you know what you're doing. Right? But I'm like, I'm not going to even have this tension. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
So finally he gives me his order. I come back on. I say the order. You know what she did, right? As soon as I said the order, what do you think her response was?
Did she ask you if you wanted anything else?
Nah, she's like, huh?
No.
She want to draw it out. You know what I mean? Because she would have. So now
first
that I'm
she
ready,
wants to rush,
exactly.
And now she's like,
yeah, you knew that was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. I knew she was going to play like, huh? Say it again. And so I said the order. Then she repeated it back. Then she was talking so fast. Sometimes you do that. You want to? You're like, what? And you don't want to say yes because you
might miss up.
You might be saying yes to something that is totally off.
Yes.
So I'm like, could you slow it down? I didn't hear you. Mm-hmm. And then she said it slow, right? But she just, how she said it slow, right?
No, she didn't go like super slow, did she?
She didn't go super slow, but she had that little extra little attitude with it.
Maybe she was...
So you ordered a number 1. I'm like, and I'm actually not getting too upset because I can expect this. Unfortunately, based on the reputation that I've had with McDonald's, it don't matter where really it's been at this point, because I guess who they hire now is just anyone who's young and with an attitude. It's like that's part of the interview process. Like, hold on, how old are you? You got attitude? Cool, come on. Like, perfect.
That's a prerequisite.
You are perfect for this job, right? So because she was young, she had attitude, and since she's young, I'm not gonna go off on her, right? Mm-hmm. But I was just like, okay, let me just get through this. So she said it right. So then I'm like, all right, cool, let's get through. I got to the window, and here's the thing about a lot of people with all the energy behind a mic. You have all that energy behind a mic, but then if I'm looking at you, what happens?
They shut down.
It's different.
Completely different.
It's something different. Maybe because my background, I ain't really that intimidating.
Did you give her the principal look?
Yeah, I did that.
You did?
I did that.
Oh, goodness.
I'm a short guy. I'm not that intimidating physically, but however, there's something about the way I look at people.
Yes.
That lets people know.
Yes.
I'm not playing. And so when I came up around and I looked at her, all of a sudden that energy was way different. It was way different. Right. So I gave her a pass. She didn't say nothing. She didn't say sorry, nothing, but she changed her energy. Mm-hmm. Right. So I was cool with that. And so paid for it. Went. The next person actually was kind, young man. He was cool, really accommodating. Gave us all our food right away. I was like, okay, cool. Let's move on.
Did you check the bag?
Hold on.
Oh, okay. I always jump in the gun.
You already know. So I asked for a water. Mm-hmm. So he first gave me the boys' drinks, the orange juices, mm-hmm. and he gave me a bag. And then right before I left, he gave me a large water like I asked for. I looked at it. It was like like wet and like a lot of ice. And I was like, is that water? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay. I'm thinking maybe I'm tripping, right? Put it down there, in the cup holder. We drive, stop somewhere, and I'm like, set the boys up. Here's your food, all that stuff. CJ gets his food. He ordered a sausage egg muffin with cheese, and I ordered the same thing, right? He bit into it, and he was like, and I looked at it, I said, does that have cheese on it? And he was like, he's playing with it. He's like, nah, no cheese. I said, no cheese? Huh, right? Then I go into the bag, and I look, and the two that I ordered with cheese had no cheese on it. There was only one with cheese on it.
Malcolm's?
No. It was CJ's.
Okay.
But I didn't get mine because I wanted mine with cheese. So she got my order wrong, even though she read it right. She put it in the wrong. So that's strike 2. Then Malcolm's was right, thankfully.
Because
that would have been.
He has like a whole issue.
I would
have
have had to go back in.
Yes.
Right? But his was good. CJ was good. I'm the one that had to sacrifice, right, with the no cheese. Which is, I was thought about it. I was like, I don't really need dairy. It's fine. I'll be okay. So everything's cool. Everyone's good. Everyone's cool. And then the last thing, right after I take that dry piece, that dry bite, because it ain't got no cheese and nothing like this, so it's super dry. I go to my drink and I take a sip, and guess what's in there?
Sprite?
It's not Sprite.
What is it? What
Sparkling water. I don't know.
They put sparkling water?
Yeah.
I didn't even know McDonald's has sparkling water.
Making up new ways to mess me up. Because I would have thought it would have been Sprite, which I wouldn't have been cool with either, because I didn't want Sprite for breakfast. But because it looked like Sprite, and the more I looked at it, I was like, I sipped it, it was just like carbonated water. So technically water.
It wasn't what you were expecting.
It wasn't what I was expecting, and the point is, they playing in my face.
Yeah.
Because I think all of that was intentional. Mm-hmm. I think the girl intentionally messed up the order because she felt like I was taking too long. So she said no cheese on it, just to, and then give me water, right? Sparkling water, which is so odd. I've never had that before, right? So all of that to say what? That's the experience I had with them. Mm-hmm. That's the reputation they have. Mm-hmm. So even if their marketing is good, their design is good, because the branding, which is the reputation and the experience, is poor, it resulted in us not going as frequently as we used to. Now, obviously, we still patronize the business, but the more that they keep having those kind of interactions, the less we go. Mm-hmm. And it's just going to now,
because I don't want to go and be frustrated.
No.
I don't want to go and have to deal with all this stuff and go back and make sure my order's right and all that. It's too much.
That's brand. Mm-hmm. That's your brand. Mm-hmm. So even though so we let's apply this to small business, right? Mm-hmm. So you can take that same example and think about a small business and how people get this wrong when it comes to branding, design, and marketing. Mm-hmm. Okay. So common mistakes when people think about rebranding, right? Mm-hmm. What do they normally do right away?
Well, they usually want to get a new logo. They're like, I need new colors. I need a new logo. I need a new look.
Yes, exactly. Right. Mm-hmm. Which, can be part of the brand, but really, if you're focusing on rebranding, then what are you really actually supposed to be focusing on based on the definition that we have?
You should be focusing on a new experience that you're giving to your customer base.
Exactly. You should be focused on. Now, sometimes the new experience does mean that you
a better experience.
Yes, a new experience, new better experience. Sometimes it does mean that you do change how you look, how you present, but that's more of your design, right? That's what you're actually changing. Right? You're redesigning, right? Rebranding is the experience, right? If someone comes to, let's say another common mistake, if they're like, hey, I want to get a lot more sales, right? And the way to do that is for me to get a lot more people to see my offer. And then we go, okay, cool. Have you, how many sales have you already made of your offer? And they go, not many. Yeah, I don't really. It doesn't sell very often, right?
I'm just thinking like, because some people will be like, you know, it's a new offer.
It's a new offer. Yeah,
I don't have any sales yet.
No sales. And the first thing they're thinking about is what? They want to get a whole bunch of people to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why that may be a mistake.
Well, they haven't tested the offer first. You gotta try and make sure it works. You have to make sure people want it. Make sure people will spend money on it.
Yes. Because if you do that, if you can get a lot of people to notice it,
mm-hmm.
but if it's not any good
mm-hmm.
or people don't want it, then you're not going to get the result you want.
Right.
And people do that a lot.
Yeah, they'll spend a lot of time
mm-hmm.
and money.
Yes.
They'll invest thinking, this is such a great idea. You know, everybody will want this. And after spending all that time and money and putting it out there, it's like, oh, you know, I'm not getting any sales.
Yeah.
Something's not working.
Something's off.
Yeah.
Right? How many times we know we won't name any names or anything like that, but we know situations where people do get a lot of traffic,
mm-hmm.
a lot of visibility,
mm-hmm.
right? A lot of so their marketing is working in the sense that they're getting eyeballs,
mm-hmm.
but it's not converting, right? And sometimes the reason why it's not converting is because they're not being clear, you know, with their messaging. Mm-hmm. People don't really understand their brand. They haven't established a brand.
That part right there.
Yeah. You're going to, so like, I always say this, and we say this to our clients. Before you get everyone to come and run and see what you're up to, make sure what you're up to is worth seeing. I mean, I know I'm gonna get in trouble for this. Like people don't really, they're gonna be like, no, that makes sense. Let me explain why that makes sense. Let's say, for example, you're a singer. Let me just give this analogy.
Okay.
You just started singing. You just started really being good at it. Or in your mind, you're good at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good enough to share. But no one's ever heard you, right? And so you decide, though, that you want to have a showcase of your talent.
Mm-hmm.
No one's ever heard you. It's just been you, right? But you feel like you're good enough.
You feel like you're Whitney.
You feel like you're Whitney.
Uh-huh.
Can't nobody tell you different. When you hear playback, you hear Whitney. You're like, I
know I sound like
there's
Whitney
no
on this
difference
track.
between me and her, right? That's how you feel, right? And you've never performed in front of anyone,
mm-hmm.
right? You don't know what that experience is. You don't know how people react. You've never gotten that feedback,
mm-hmm.
right? And you decide that the first performance you want to do is one where you invite 1,000 people to see it, right? 1,000.
Better be. You better back it up. Be real confident with that.
Real confident, right? And people are. You confident. You got 1,000 people showed up and they come to hear you, and you start singing, and there's crickets. Ain't no applause. Ain't no smiling. Matter of fact, some people are whispering, start laughing. Ooh. How's that gonna feel?
Well, not so
Not good, right? We
embarrassing.
Exactly. And if we knew ahead of time that was going to likely be an outcome, we would caution you to say, don't do that.
Right.
Please don't do that to yourself. Please don't take that please don't do that. Mm-hmm. Right. We would say, hey, why don't you sing for me right now? Just me and you. I'll tell you. I'll give you some feedback. Right. Sing for just a few people. Why don't you just go to that coffee shop that got like 5 people in it and sing there?
Mm-hmm. See
how they react. We would tell them to measure themselves, right? And to be like thinking through that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good advice. But we don't do that in online marketing for some reason. We tell people, go ahead.
Yeah.
Get as many people as you can to see this. And it's not proven. And then wonder why you get no sales.
I see it all the time. Yes, I see it all the time. All the time. People will be like, what I see pretty often online is somebody will be like, I want to start a business and I'm thinking about this particular type of business. And then people will be like, do it, you know, just like, go for it, do it. And it's like, you know, how are you going to structure this business.
Yeah.
How you have no plans for it. You just You just want to do it. You think it's a good idea because you see everybody else doing it.
And I want to add some caution here because I can already hear people being like, "Oh, they just some haters," right? Because you should just do it, right? Why not? You know, you should just go for it because there's a lot of that advice. Just go for it. Just go see what sticks. Why not try it? All these different things. But here's the reality: like, it's hard to do business, and a lot of businesses are not successful. But you just throw stuff out there. And most people, number one, don't have the money to continue to throw at something and hoping it works.
That's my point. It's like people don't understand what it takes to get something to stick.
To actually work.
The investment, not just monetary investment, but like, you know, thinking through your entire plan and structuring, a lot of people will do it without even knowing their target audience.
They don't know their audience. They don't know their offer. They haven't established their brand. And they feel like at some point it's just going to work. It'll start to click. The truth is, oftentimes it will likely not click until you fix these fundamental things. Right? And just because you have a good design, because sometimes you'll hear us say, you know, you need to have better design. That doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to buy it either.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. Because we've seen this, we'll hook you up with an amazing design. Like you looking amazing out there. Like you look like you on par with anybody who you trying to compare yourself to, right? At least visually. But if you don't have a good brand, as in people don't know you, you may not convert still, even with the good design. You'll attract them. They'll visually be like attracted to it, but then they may not feel the substance. We can't help with that. But if you want our help, we can tell you how. And so let's say you have the branding and then you have the design. So you got the reputation, you're good look and everything. What's the next problem sometimes? Sometimes your revenue is stifled because you don't have enough traffic. That means you need help with marketing.
Right.
That means you need help with visibility. And that is, you know, sometimes we put the cart before the horse, right? From the way our perspective, now you're going to hear different things from different people.
Especially in online,
You're going to hear different things from different people. But our perspective is to build a foundation first before you try to get all the traffic. Because some people they assume that the market will correct it for you. As in, the more visibility you get, you're going to get sales just by nature of like law of averages. And you'll just get better because you'll have a whole bunch of people giving you feedback and you'll eventually get better. That assumes that you have an endless amount of money to spend on getting eyeballs.
Yeah, because it costs to attract.
It costs to attract.
You got to either pay for ads. You have to, you know, send out postcards to local businesses. All that, if you're doing mailers. All that costs money.
All it costs money.
If you're buying, you know, a spot on a podcast, to sponsor a podcast, that costs money.
Whatever it is,
sponsor
a table, whatever. Like all these different things cost. But if you don't have the foundation, it's not going to result in the things that you hope that it will.
Right.
You gotta have the foundation.
Yes.
So, how do we build the foundation? You want me to say?
Yeah, I want you to go. You're on a roll. But first, we're going to pay these bills. Be honest. Does your website actually reflect the level of work you do? Or do you quietly pray no one asks you for your link? If your online presence is making you look less professional than you are, it's time for a reset, and we've made it easy. Introducing the Divine Redesign Movement by Panda Commission. For just $100, we'll create a custom mock-up of a premium website or sales funnel. No commitment, no pressure. You'll get a stunning strategic preview of your new site, built by real designers, not cookie-cutter templates. In under a week, you'll know exactly what your brand could look like when it's working for you. If you love it, we build it. If not, you walk away. Simple. But fair warning, your next client is already judging your digital first impression. Don't let outdated design be the thing that costs you the sale. Spots are limited. Claim your $100 mock-up now at mydivineredesign.com. Panda Commission. Premium design for your business at every stage.
All right. So what you got to do is you got to start with brand clarity, right? You got to be clear about what you stand for, who you're serving, right? What you want to be known for, the kind of experience you want your clients to have. Like that's the stuff that's foundational. Branding is the foundation of any business. One thing that I whenever you see like what's the name, The Prophet, that guy, Marcus Lemonis, I think his name is. Yeah, and or any of those other shows, like when they kind of come in and they help out a company that's not doing well. One of the first things that they do is focus on like branding, right? Getting clear about what they're doing, who they're serving, and the experience. I think about like I watch Gordon Ramsay Kitchen Nightmares, right? People, they come in and he's looking at everything. He's looking at what? He's looking at the presentation.
Yes.
He's looking at everything. He's like, okay, how are they presenting? Sometimes it presents well, sometimes it doesn't.
The customers' reactions. He's
looking at the customer experience.
He's looking at the waiters, how they interact with the people.
And what is that?
That's the brand.
The brand. He's looking at the brand, right?
Yes.
He's like, okay, how is this? How he doesn't say the word brand, but that's what he's looking at.
Right.
Right. He's looking at all that. Right. He oftentimes marketing is an issue because sometimes they have low foot traffic, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they get plenty of people, but people just aren't happy.
Right.
Right. And so they're losing money. At one point they had lots of visibility, but it's starting to dwindle. Or maybe they're still highly visible. People know who they are, but they just ain't trying to rock with them. So what does he do? He comes in, he deals with the culture. He deals with how people are treating each other, how they're treating their customers, the experience they have, because that nasty food ain't gonna work no more, right? So he gives them some good food
with some salt,
add some seasoning to it, right? And then he has them go away, and they come back, and then a new design. Right.
And they walk in and they're like, oh my God.
The presentation.
And they start crying because they feel that new experience. They feel that new design.
Design is emotional. Exactly. That's right.
Design is emotional.
It's emotional. So he gets that. Okay, now it starts to feel like maybe your theme was supposed to be an English pub, and like now it starts to feel like one because it looks like one, right? But then what do you add that with? You couple that with this experience of the food and the people and all that stuff. And now you have a brand. And then once that's established and he knows that's good, what does he do? He goes and markets. He goes and tells everyone.
Brings the people back in.
He's like, hey, everybody, I'm here,
And it's lit now. It tastes good. I promise you.
That's right. You see the order of it?
Yeah.
That's it, man. I mean, and the thing is, whenever we say these things, people be thinking that we just talking because we're a brand. No, we try to tell y'all the truth. We try to tell you the truth. We try to really help y'all and
it works regardless of industry, right?
Does.
Like, because we deal with mostly speakers, authors, entrepreneurs, but even in that whole Gordon Ramsay restaurant scenario, you can apply the same thing.
Exactly. So people come to us and they ask us for help. We talk about those things. Sometimes they only want us to focus on the design, and we can do that
all day,
and we will. But we go back to the example of the restaurant. If your food is not good and the experience isn't good and your customer service is bad, even if I renovate this restaurant and it looks nicer, it doesn't mean that your brand has changed.
Ooh.
So when people come to us and they say, I need help with design and I need help with branding, then we go, okay, let's look at your offer. Let's look at what you're offering. Let's look at who you're offering it to. What's your messaging? How are you handling this? What do you normally do in these situations?
Right. Because it's like, who are you designing this for?
Yeah.
That's one of the big misconceptions around design, right? You can just create something, or you can create something with a specific audience in mind.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Target it to them.
Yes.
So that they can evoke some type of emotion and rock with your business a little longer.
That's it. So just to bring it home, your brand is your foundation, right? Your design is the architecture, right? Like the how things look, right? Your marketing is your traffic, right? It's going to be what helps you kind of drive the sales, visibility, all those things, but the sales won't happen if these other things aren't in place. So I could say, okay, let's say you get high traffic, high visibility, but when you go into the restaurant, it looks like a hole in the wall and sketchy. You may not want to spend money there.
It's like, is there food? Is the meat refrigerated?
Yeah, exactly. The design element, right? And the thing is, even if the brand is good and that they're like, no, hey, these people, it's real good food, and they're telling you that, and the person you see is nice, you may still spend money there. But I would say to that business, you're probably not maximizing the amount of revenue you can get because you have this one area here that's turning people off. So if you spent money on the design, you would actually attract more people. You wouldn't get less, right? People would be like, oh, it looks too nice in here, I'm not going to eat here. Like,
it says no one.
Exactly. It says no one, right? And that same thing with your business when it comes to you as a speaker, author, coach, like to your point, like a consultant or anything like that, right? Like our clients that we get, they're often already established. They've had sales, but they realize that they got into a place where their designs need a level up because while they're getting some sales, they know that some are falling through the cracks because they're getting judged on their outdated website, on their outdated branding materials. And that's no shade. People shouldn't take shade. Like, you're not a designer, so don't feel no type of way about that. Just go get the help.
That's right.
Right? Or, they may feel like, hey, they gotta, this doesn't happen too often, but most times people are really just coming to us for design. But there are some times where they actually have a solid design and, decent marketing, but their experience. So like the automation, their funnel doesn't work.
The funnel is not funneling.
The funnel's not funneling. They're not getting emails firing off. Like, it's confusing, right? The stuff is not happening the right way. So they come to us to fix it. So we will do that too. We fix people's funnels to be like, okay, in your current process, for someone to go from interest to purchasing, it takes 6 steps or 6 clicks. Let's get this down to 2 clicks. Just by simply doing that, making it easier for people to pay them, they can see an increase in their sales.
Right.
Right.
Depending on what it is.
But that's,
sometimes 6 clicks, sometimes it'll work.
It did work. Like, they were still getting money. But the point is that if they wanted more, they realized that they probably should make it a better experience.
Right.
And they're right. And that's what they came to us to make it a better experience. So here's the thing. I mean, if you're stuck, if there's business owners out there and you're stuck and you're trying to figure out how you can get more sales, you got to ask yourself, are you missing clarity? Right? Is your brand, not clear? Is it your presentation? Is it the design? Is it how things look and how things appear? Or is it the amount of traffic? Are you not getting enough people to see it? Because those are the things that you want to figure out before you start throwing money everywhere. You want to sort that out. And you shouldn't confuse some of those symptoms, with what the solution may be. As in, just because you don't have enough leads doesn't necessarily mean that you need to have more marketing or more traffic in that moment, right? I mean, well, leads, yes, leads are, you use marketing for the leads, but you still want the foundation first. Because for me personally, before I get anyone to come see what I'm doing and what I'm on, I want to make sure it's right. Because you can blow a lot of those leads, right? So I wouldn't worry about getting a whole bunch of leads if you don't have the foundation set. Set the foundation, and then you can get the leads. And then say you're getting leads. Say you're getting leads now, and you have some of that, but you're not converting. Then you got to be thinking about, what is that experience people are having? What's the brand that I have? Have I established a brand yet?
Right. It's like, don't throw money at marketing if your brand isn't ready to convert.
There it is.
Right? You got to fix the root before you fix the fruit.
Hey, there you go.
So if you're ready to get your brand to convert, hit us up at Panda Commission.
And if you're ready to get to the root, as in to solve that problem, whatever it is, if it's your brand, if it's your design, if you're marketing, hit us up. You leave a comment in the chat. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. Now, I can't say I'm gonna give a full blown consultation in the chat or in the comments, but you could definitely hit us up for a discovery call if you want, so we could talk it through. Or you can go to our website, pandacommission.com, if you want to inquire about our services. We'd love to have you a part of our Panda family. You can also like this video. If you found value, you can subscribe to our channel. You can find us anywhere on social media just by searching Panda Commission. We on Instagram, Facebook, obviously YouTube, and just now on TikTok, right? We got a TikTok.
I know.
So you can find us in all those different places. We'd love for you to be a part of our Panda fam.
What if your content looked as good as your offer? Introducing Panda Market, your new secret weapon for scroll-stopping content. We've got done-for-you Canva templates that are bold, beautiful, and built to convert. No more wrestling with design. Just drag, drop, post, and watch your brand glow up. New templates drop every month, so your content never gets stale. Get yours now at thepandamarket.com. Your feed will thank you.